The morning of my son's surgery, the hospital felt too bright. There's something about fluorescent lighting at 6 a.m. that makes everything look exposed, your hands, your worry. The fact that no one is sitting beside you. I kept glancing at the entrance doors anyway. Every time they opened, I looked up. Maybe my mother would walk in, flustered and apologizing about traffic. Maybe my sister would bring coffee. Maybe someone would at least text to say they were parking. My son squeezed my hand before they wheeled him back. "It's okay, Dad," he said, like he was the one managing me. I smiled. I told him I'd be right there when he woke up. Then the doors closed, and it was just me, and the hum of machines, and other families clustered together in small, anxious circles. I sent one message to the family group chat. "He's going in now. Keep him in your prayers." It showed delivered. No one responded. The surgery took 4 hours. The doctor said it went well. I thanked him more than necessary. I sat by my son's bed when they brought him to recovery. He was pale but breathing steadily. That was enough. That night, when I got him home and settled, I checked my phone again. Nothing. Not even a missed call. I told myself people get busy. Weddings are stressful. My sister's was in 2 weeks. Maybe they assumed everything was fine because I didn't say otherwise. Maybe they thought hospitals are routine. 3 days later, while I was reheating soup for my son, my phone buzzed. It was my mother. "Need 5,000 for your sister's wedding dress. Final fitting tomorrow. Transfer a SAP." No greeting. No, "How's he feeling?" No acknowledgement that her grandson had just come out of surgery. I stared at the message longer than I had stared at the operating room doors. It wasn't new exactly. I've always been the reliable one, the stable job, the good credit. When Dad passed, I helped with bills. When my sister wanted to upgrade her venue, I covered the deposit. I never made a scene about it. It felt easier to send money than to argue about why I shouldn't. But something about that message, so clean, so transactional, made the hospital waiting room replay in my head. I opened my banking app. I transferred $150. In the notes section, I wrote, "Buy a veil." I didn't feel powerful. I felt tired. Within 10 minutes, my phone lit up. What is this supposed to mean? "Are you trying to embarrass your sister? You've changed." I didn't answer. Instead, I went into account settings and removed the secondary access I had given my mother years ago. At the time, it felt responsible. If something ever happened to me, she could help manage things. Over time, that access had blurred. She didn't just help, she monitored. She transferred small amounts without asking, always framed as temporary. I froze it all. Access revoked. Notifications enabled. The next morning, I was packing my son's medication when an unfamiliar number called. "This is Daniel from the bank. I just need to confirm a security change on your primary account." His tone was calm, professional, unemotional. "Yes," I said. "We received multiple login attempts early this morning from a previously authorized user. Since that access has been revoked, the system flagged it. I just need to verify that this removal was intentional." There it was. Not yelling, not guilt, not family history, just a clear question. Was this intentional? "Yes," I said again, steadier this time. It was. "Understood. I'll make a note that all third-party access has been permanently removed. For your security, we recommend updating your passwords as well." "I already have." "Good. If anyone contacts you claiming entitlement to those funds, please remember the account is solely under your name." Solely under your name. It shouldn't have felt revolutionary, but it did. By noon, the voicemails started. "My sister crying, you're ruining my wedding over a joke." "My mother sharper, after everything we've done for you." That phrase always fascinated me. Everything we've done for you, as if raising me was a loan, as if adulthood came with repayment terms. I listened to the messages while my son slept on the couch, a blanket tucked under his chin. I didn't block them. I didn't respond either. In the quiet, I realized something uncomfortable. This wasn't about the wedding dress. It wasn't even about the surgery. It was about access. They never saw me as someone who might say no. I was infrastructure, a backup system, a quiet extension of their plans. That afternoon, my mother finally texted something different. So this is how you repay family. I typed 3 times before deleting each draft. Finally, I wrote, "No one showed up for him." There was no immediate reply. An hour later, we assumed it was routine. I looked at my son's small scar through the thin hospital bandage. Routine? I didn't. I sent back. That was the last real exchange. Over the next few days, the messages thinned. The tone shifted from anger to distance. Logistics replaced accusations. My sister informed me I was no longer needed at the final fitting. My mother stopped asking for transfers. The bank sent a confirmation email, all secondary authorizations permanently removed. I printed it, not to frame it, just to see it in ink. At night when the house is quiet, I don't feel victorious. I feel rearranged. There's grief in realizing your usefulness mattered more than your presence. But there's also something steadier now. My accounts are quiet. My phone is quieter. My son is healing. Yesterday he asked, "Is Auntie still getting married?" "Yeah," I said. "Are we going?" I paused. "I don't know yet." That's the honest answer. Not everything is resolved. Not everything needs to be. What I do know is this: when the bank manager asked if the change was intentional, I didn't hesitate. For the first time, the boundary wasn't emotional. It was official, and no one else has access anymore.